Yeah, so my dad was freaking out. He definitely had so much to say negatively about the car after that scenario. I can't believe we bought this car. Like, I knew it was bad news when it broke down on the way home. This is stupid. I can't believe you talked me into this. I don't know why I'm allowing this. Yada, yada, yada. So he calls the shop that we bought it from, and he's like, hey, my son, he got a flat, and then he said that the wheel was wobbly and it fell off or something, and blah, 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 blah. And then just all this crazy stuff going on. Like, I want you to fix it. And they're like, yeah, it's fine. Whatever we got to do to make it right. So they give me a brand new wheel to throw on the car, and he buys me tires and everything like that. Put tires on it. Everything's fine. I'm thinking away that I got away with murder at this point, because I'm like, man, I just got new tires. My dad bought me new tires. I got a new wheel. Like, I almost died, so I guess technically I almost got away with manslaughter. That's for sure. But everything's good. Everyone's happy. Everyone's excited. At least I am. And then, I drove the car for a couple more weeks, started driving it to school. And every morning, my friend Michael, he got an S13. So they're like, we're just the two S13 boys every morning on our way to school, just barreling through neighborhoods like we're jerks, Like stuff that I get mad at now at my age, I was doing as a kid. So I don't condone that, by the way. That's dumb. But, some neighborhoods just had perfect corners where you just wanted to try and drift them. So we did all that. And I remember one day I skipped school. And of course, my luck, I get talked into hey man, do a donut. Do a donut. You got a turbo car, do a donut. Like, you got a drift car, do a donut. And so I was like, yeah, I'll do a donut. Keep in mind, this is an untuned car. I'm throwing out black smoke as I'm driving it, so it's pig rich. I never checked the oil once. I didn't even know how to check the oil, most likely. I had no idea what proper regular car maintenance was, much less a turbo car maintenance. So it was just a myriad of issues that I was about to create for myself. So I was like, okay. So we're skipping school. I think we go to a church parking lot or something like that. And I just pop the clutch and I just do the worst open diff, one wheel peeled donut you can imagine. Just, but I'm getting tire smoke because it's a turbo car. It's smoking that one tire. And all of a sudden I hear this weird rattling sound. I don't know what it is. It sounds like change in a dryer or something like that. And every time I rev it, I'm like, what is that? And I was like, I don't know. I'm going to keep driving it. So I drove it. The noise didn't get better, as you could probably imagine. It was rod knock. And I just cresting over. Probably about 5 minutes later, just driving the car, all of a sudden it starts to get a little slower. The noise is louder, the car is slower, and I'm just going through. And then I'm about to pull over some train tracks, and the car just dies. I'm like, what? What is that? I don't know what this means. My car just died, and I'm on train tracks. So I crank it up. It sputters back to life just barely, and I'm able to pull into a shop and everything like that. So we're like, I don't know. And then my other buddy, who also was skipping school that day, he showed up a little bit later, and he's like, yeah, dude, your motor's toast. He's like, you rod knocked it for sure. I'm like, what's a rod? I don't know what a rod is. But okay, what do I do to fix it? He's like, no, just get a whole new engine. So I did. I got a new engine, but I think it only took me like 2 weeks to get a new engine from there after I got the car home. But I didn't know anything about cars, so I was super intimidated. And so I had this like really nice replacement engine, but no way of knowing how to fix it or whatever. And I was really, really timid in working on cars. And that car sat for 4 years. I didn't touch the car for 4 years. I was so afraid of touching the car and messing up. I don't know why. It probably would take me about 4 or 5 hours to do everything I needed to do on that car now, with the knowledge I have now. But back then, I was so intimidated. I don't even think I had a wrench or anything like that to work on it. So I had this replacement engine sitting on a tire. I had the car sitting in the driveway just collecting dust for 4 years. In fact, when I graduated, rather than work on that car, I just bought another 240. And so then I had two 240s. I couldn't work on either one of them, but I had them. But the second 240 had an LSD. And that's how everything started with me. And that's when I realized, like, oh, if you actually have a proper diff, you know, you get into drifting and stuff like that. So, but yeah, so I bought a car rather than actually fix the one that I had. So that was my first car, and it was a nightmare. It was a very short nightmare, though, because I think from start to finish was probably 2, maybe 3 weeks total between me getting in the car, learning how to drive, almost killing myself and my friends, and then blowing the engine, and then having it sit for 4 years. So, and then I sold it to my buddy, and then he spray painted it a different color, and now it's somewhere. So, anyways, that's my car. That's it. Hit the stop button.